It has been so long. I apologize. I will say that it hasn't been for lack of using my planners. It's just been for lack of editing time, because I'm not so great at editing and it takes me a ton of time. And with the holidays being in full effect, I just had my mind elsewhere. So I decided to bring this out of the archives of my phone and finally record the voiceover. And this is a plan with me I did for Thanksgiving week, using this awesome CoffeeMonsterzCO kit called Potatoes Gone Wild, and I thought it fit perfectly for Thanksgiving. And I am back in my happy planner because as the quarter kind of wound down, I was searching for a more artistic expression of myself, I suppose. That would be the best way to phrase that. I don't know, sometimes you just want to work with your hands a little and create something. And yeah, you're using a kit, but still the whole figuring out what washi and figuring out layouts, that's still a creative process, and you get to use your hands and you feel like you're doing something. So it was definitely a form of stress relief for me, and I think that's why I re-entered the happy planner, because although I stated that earlier it was overwhelming me, at the moment this was just what I needed. And I'm still in my happy planner too. Is it to use some of those great Christmas kits? Maybe. But so far it's functioning really well. I do have my personal planner, of course. And here I'm just laying down the date stickers. I originally tried to put this in my personal planner, and that's why some of the dates already have numbers on them, and it just was a no-go. Sometimes I can translate the Erin Condren kits into a personal planner setup, but all of these prints and designs were, they really needed to be on the large scale. So, and here I'm just adding some date covers, since I messed up the dates initially when I tried to put them in my personal planner. And these are from Planet Stationery. And I'm using my Kate Spade planner ruler, which I really like, as my washi cutter this week. And as you can see, I had some post-its from pre-planning that I had done, like, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago. And that's when I purchased this kit, and I knew 3 months ago that I needed to use it for this week. And you'll see that I heavily use that MaMBI Me and My Big Ideas basic planner sticker kit. When MaMBI did that new release of sticker books in October, late October I think it was, I purchased that book, and then I also got the color story, which has like the weekly kits, it seems, in various colors. But by far the Planner Basics one is my favorite. I think it even rivals the seasonal kit, although honestly the seasonal kit is a good value too, because it has all those like functional stickers that you can use regardless of season. As you can see, I'm employing some of those seasonal stickers for my color coding system for class. And I'm just putting down that Planet Stationery school sticker that says paper due to remind me that I have a paper due on that Monday. And here I'm putting down a half box, I think, or a quarter box. I still am not up on the terminology. I'm going to say half box because it appears to be half the size of one of those full boxes. Smart. And I'm trying to keep it a little cohesive with my color scheme by adding just the plain Recollections washi around it. And I went in with another sticker from the Planner Basics book, which is this clear pizza sticker, because I had pizza that day. Yes, I cheated and totally planned my week starting on Monday instead of Sunday like I normally do. So I already knew what happened Monday. I don't know, to me it feels like cheating. I know a lot of people kind of plan as you go, and that's just not my style. I found out this week, actually, the week that I'm recording this voiceover in. I attempted to do a plan as I go, and it just didn't. I mean, the spread looks beautiful. You'll see it when I do another setup video for what I used for the holidays, but it didn't really serve any purpose aside from memory keeping, I think. But alas, I felt like I had to try everything, and I still do. In fact, I think I might be looking into A5 here soon, but that's a whole nother ball of wax. So back to my color coding system, just adding my last class of that day. And I brilliantly did not move the paper up so that you could really see what was going on in the frame, because I'm awesome. And because my desk was so cluttered, I think, at this point. But all I had done was applied some super cute You and Me Make kawaii food stickers to signify what my husband and I had for dinner. And then my favorite bit is using these MaMBI sticky notes in my spread, because I really like them and they stick really well. They also work really well to kind of break up the whiteness of the layout sometimes and add a bit of color to the spread, because they come in so many different colors, and yellow is by far my favorite because it's my favorite color. So here I'm just making a kind of YouTube centric list. I pretty much did everything aside from edit. No, wait, I did edit, because that was the day that I also received my first Planner Society box, and I immediately had to do an unboxing brief video on that, which you'll see probably the video before this, because it has been quite some time since I published a video, and I apologize for that. So here I'm just adding some more washi to break up the end of the spread, and I really wanted to use a sticker that's hiding underneath that stack, which may be distracting, and I'm sorry, but I don't know, sometimes I think I function well with all the distractions. Or at least it seems more inspiring to me. But the sticker I wanted to use was this from Pear Tea Stickers, the Chillin' Bears, and the store has some really beautiful, like, realistic watercolors of bears, but the pastel colors definitely worked more for the spread. And I'm just moving on to Tuesday, which didn't really have a lot to do that day. Mostly just work and homework, of course, which is its own kind of work. And since I had attempted to use this kit in my personal planner earlier, some of the stickers were kind of already warped a little, including this work sticker, which I will kind of fix. And it wasn't so much that it was damaged, it was that I didn't want to have the same colored header right after one another. So it was like this pale sort of brown color. I didn't want to have another one right next to it. So I just cut it down so that the yellow would be more dominant, I think. And slapped that sticker on. Yeah, totally works. Just writing in my time. Which is nothing new if you've seen my videos. My work schedule is pretty consistent semester to semester since I do work at a college. And then I'm moving on to another header just to get on in with what I have to do that day. And this whole using washi to kind of bring in sort of the colors of the kit or to help facilitate with that, I totally stole from Stick With Me shop and the designers Plan With Me. They're so lovely and she seems like such a sweet person, but she really has command over her layouts and spreads that she does in her Erin Condren, and a lot of it has to do with her washi placement. She is so fantastic at incorporating washi into her spreads, and I could watch those videos all day if there were enough to watch for a full day. There are not, but I highly recommend you check her out if you haven't already, and I will definitely post a link to her YouTube down below. Right here, I'm just incorporating some of the washi that was actually in the kit, which is the awesome mustachioed potatoes, and just writing down what was going on that day, which wasn't much. It was shipping a thing I sold on eBay, and then homework, which I tried to make a little more interesting by putting down that half box and adding a to-do sticker, to-do script sticker, a clear one from that Planner Basics MaMBI book. Then I also put another sort of note down there with another to-do sticker from that MaMBI book and the pencil from the Stick With Me sampler set that I got when I bought probably the fall kit. And just a reminder to study, because why not? Except I don't really study. I've never learned study skills, and every time I attempt to, it just seems like I'm cramming or something. So it's not really an effective use of my time, but every quarter I tell myself I'll learn, and every quarter I kind of fail. But I got my grades back already from my first quarter of actual college, or at least not community college, and I got straight A's, so who knows? Who knows what's going on? And I'm using another sticker from that MaMBI sticker book, and it's the What's for Dinner little dealie. And this one had foil on it, but I decided to cover that up with, you guessed it, another MaMBI sticker. This one is the avocado, because it's my favorite sticker, and also my favorite treat. It's very lucky I live in SoCal, isn't it? But I anticipated avocado toast because it's like comforting. And then, let's see, Wednesday was my last day of school for the week since we had Thanksgiving on Thursday, obviously. So I just decided that day that I was going to only attend one class, the class that I absolutely had to because I had a test, and the rest of that day was dedicated to shopping and cooking. So I put down this very cute washi strip or box with a test sticker from the student college kit. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm sure I listed it down below. And I'm going to incorporate another sticky note for what I need to buy at the grocery store, because my husband works on Thanksgiving and usually our style is more unconventional when it comes to Thanksgiving. We don't really go to our family's house or do anything like that. We tend to, I don't know, order pizza or get takeout or something like that. But this year he was jonesing for a more traditional Thanksgiving, so I complied and decided to buy some groceries and throw together a little Thanksgiving dinner for the both of us on that Wednesday. And it actually turned out really well, considering I don't cook, nor do I... Yeah, I don't cook. That's the main issue. But I bought some stuff, including a ridiculously priced one of those turkeys that you bake in the bag so that it's foolproof for a cooking novice like myself. And it all came together fabulously. And if you've checked out my Instagram, I posted a picture of our dog Evie enjoying the pre-Thanksgiving fruits of our labor. And I caught her kind of smiling, which was adorable, but it was a fantastic night. So I'm just filling up more space here, using some more of those You and Me Make Kwai food stickers, this time the salt and pepper, because it's like a couple, so cute. And then for some more space taken up and prettifying of my paper, I put down this fox and cactus significant otter time sticker because it's so cute, and that's essentially what we did. And then I received this really cute sampler when I made a purchase at Clever Gal Crafts. I bought some of her foiled holiday items and foiled page banners, and I received this huge kit, or this huge sampler, and I was so excited to use it because it's so fall-y. So I wanted to incorporate that as best as I could. And now that I'm looking at this like a full month later, because this is like December 23rd I'm recording this, I realized I did not utilize it at all that season. I moved on straight to like Christmas stuff. And my favorite, whiting out the printed materials. This side I did cover up, the next side I didn't because they were just cute little hearts in pinks and browns that went with my color scheme, so it worked out. I don't know why I like this washi so much, but I do. I think it's because it's girly without being, I don't know, fluffy or something. Not that there's anything wrong with fluffy. I like fluff, but I don't know. I think this non-fluffiness of that washi worked with the browns in this week's kit. And moving on to actual Thanksgiving, since we did our dinner the night before, I only anticipated working on homework and then doing some just, I don't know, relaxing by myself since my husband had to work. So So when I want to section off a whole bunch of time and I don't know what I'm going to be doing, I of course employed the full boxes. And my favorite full box of all time has got to be that one at the beginning of Thanksgiving, where the ribboned potato is mourning her uncle. It's so adorable. In such a morbid way, I suppose. And I don't know why that took me so long to kind of fix that washi, but alas, there it is. Or not. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just putting down a reminder to myself to shop online. And I kind of avoid Black Friday as far as bigger retailers go, because having been in the position in a retail establishment where you kind of have to work whatever they give you and you have to be appreciative of that, I don't want to add to the stress and hassle of retail workers, so I tend not to do much shopping on Black Friday. I don't support it, but I did support Etsy stores, because those guys work for themselves and they really feel, or they really seem as though they enjoy doing those sales. So if they're happy about it, I'll be happy about it too, and fully support them in their retail endeavors. So I bought all the things. I bought all the things on Black Friday. In fact, I was going to do a haul and then I felt so guilty. Well, it's a combination of guilt and then also immediately using the things that I got, so I couldn't actually haul anything because they were all being used. So long story short, I didn't go to really anywhere on Black Friday or Thanksgiving. I just stayed home with my computer and my phone and Gilmore Girls and did some shopping in between episodes. And I definitely watched all of those episodes, like right off the bat. In fact, I think enough time has passed that I can rewatch them again. But I wasn't disappointed. The first episode, was kind of clunky, but I'm happy with the way things are left off. And if you remember it's a drama, then it all makes sense why those last 4 words were what they were. That's all I'll say about that. So moving on to more anticipated to-dos. And I'm just cutting down this ombre checklist thing that came in the kit and applying another Planner Basics sticker from MaMBI. I really like these scripty stickers. They're so cute. And they're reliable, because my handwriting would not be as reliable as that. And for the weekend, I'm just adding some more Recollections washi to go under the banner so that it all looks a little bit more unified. And this was the weekend I really planned on catching up on homework. So I'm using all the checklists. I had to take some not only from the kit, but from the MaMBI seasonal kit too. And I was very lucky that they happen to have this weird shade of like taupe included in the kit, because it matched perfectly. And You and Me make stickers again. This one is the Write On sticker, because that's what I fell behind on, was writing for my... What was the title of that class again? Oh, like Advanced Expository Writing. Yes, that's what it was called, which is far more interesting than it actually was. But hey, it's over now and I got an A, so that's all that matters, right? And using my Ink Joy in blue because it matches that class's color. And I also wanted to do, well, here I messed up. I wrote research, which was definitely a task for a class, but it was not for that color class. It was for the class that's green. But I didn't feel like crossing it out, so in my mind, research just meant study for that class, yes. But we all know it was an empty gesture because I don't study. And here I'm just realizing that the taupe of that checklist and the taupe of the header are too matchy-matchy, and I don't like that, so I'm bringing in more pink washi to kind of break it up, if at all possible. And I really love this skinny Recollections washi too, the one that comes in like those dispenser things. It's so awesome. And I guess it's late and I've spent too much time wrapping presents because my vocabulary is so limited at the moment. Usually when I'm sleep deprived, I get I obfuscate a lot and I incorporate words that don't necessarily need to be there, but it seems like my verbosity has left the building. It is gone, so I don't know what that is indicative of, but probably nothing good. And here, oh boy, it's raining really hard. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sorry for that, but I can't change the weather. So here is my second favorite full box, which is this various potato menagerie of chips and mashed potatoes and french fries and all the fun stuffs. And I'm putting down another banner and more checklists. I don't think I actually fill out most of these checklists because I anticipated on Monday that I would do it as the week progressed, but I didn't because essentially my week just evolved into Etsy store shopping and lazing. So that YouTube sticker means that I planned on doing all the YouTube things and I did none of those. However, I did play some Pokemon Sun and Moon with my husband. He decided to go with Moon. I have Sun, and it's been tons of fun. I'm using another one of those What's for Dinner stickers. This time I just layered some of the decorative washi kind of around it because I wanted to use it. And more wishful checklisting with another MaMBI check banner thingy and another full box, which is the last of the mustachioed potatoes. And I'm also kind of finishing that up with some washi. Which is cute. Okay, and here I'm just adding another sticker from that Planner Basics set, which was that date night sticker, and then this banner sticker, which I can't figure out where to place, and then I just go back to the original placement, of course. Because I realized I hadn't set aside time to plan for the next week. But there it is. And some fussing. And then for my sidebar, I haven't really been utilizing the sidebar all that well. think this was a noble effort. I went back to trying to keep track of my dog's walks. So I put that this week sticker from the kit and another Washi sticker, and then I applied another one of my sticky note things and some more stickers from the kit. But really, I think I was just trying to waste space. And there's an Evie, because my dog's name is Evie and I am ever so clever. Then I decided, hey, while I'm tracking things, let's track the days my husband works, because that sounds like a good idea. So that's what I do after this. Once I cut down the sticky note, that is. Eventually. So there's some more washi from the kit. And I don't think I actually get the hang of using this sidebar until the last week of December, which you'll see in my upcoming flip through video, because that is one of the videos coming up next, because I have another week or so off and Christmas Eve is tomorrow, so I anticipate having quite some time available to focus on non-Christmas stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.